Good morning, YouTube. It's your girl Leela. It's 4:54 in the morning. I've been up for a couple of hours now, and I just can't get up. My body hurts so bad. My brain is throbbing. I went to bed early last night. I'm always in a dark spot. It's crazy because when you're thinking, you got so much to say, but yet when you hit record, everything's empty. I guess what I'm getting at is this is what depression looks like. This is what it feels like. Your body hurting all over. Flashbacks of memories you don't want to think about. You're trying so hard to see the sunshine through the gray skies, but it's hard because life is moving on. You look in the mirror and you can see that you're changing. And you know for a fact that your children have changed. You start thinking about your purpose, your existence, the meaning of life. You start thinking about other people around you and their journey, and it's just not fair, is it? This whole thing. Some people are born privileged and with power and with money, and then other people are born dirt poor. And I'm not talking about Americans' version of poor. I'm talking about poor. I'm talking about children drinking from puddles of water. Poor. I'm talking about children walking 3 hours to get to school. Poor. And then I find myself in this situation. It might be sad, but I'm going to tell y'all anyways. I always like to think about a worse situation than my own. You might say, what could be a worse situation than having all 7 of your kids taken from you? Death, my friend. There's no coming back from that. And I'm here, and I thank God that my children are here. But this battle that I'm going through right now, emotionally, I think it's one of the toughest things I've ever had to deal with in my life. And I've had some pretty hard times. See, when you're on mommy mode, the struggle's real, but you know you can get through it. You know what I'm saying? Because you got them kids being your motivation. I don't hear anybody calling me mommy anymore. And I'm trying like hell to get myself together. But I have no motivation anymore. It's like you don't even know what to do, you know? Like, when I had the boys, I didn't care that I had to do side jobs and work at 7-Eleven because it was for my family, you know? But now it's been so long. I don't know how people do it. I don't think that I'll ever understand how people can go with life without seeing their kids. This shit is hurting me, mind, body, and soul. And I'm alone. Not like, oh, people say, oh, I'm alone, and then got 55,000 people to talk to. I talk to Juan and Stephanie most days. That's it. And they're just as clueless as I am. I tell myself I want to get healthy again. I tell myself I want to live to be older than my grandmother. But I just don't see myself there anymore. You know? And it's crazy because when my brother was alive, we used to tell each other that we was going to live next door to each other and we'll see each other when we're old. And he died at 26. And I will never know him with a wrinkle on his face or a gray hair upon his head because he didn't get the privilege of growing old. I think about my family and I think it must be cursed. And for a while I thought that everybody lived like me. And that's just not true. Most people and most family is productive. And most boys follow their father's image. What happens when you're a girl and you're lost in the world? I try to look at everything as a learning curve and I try not to let this life get the best of me. Because I know for a fact there's better out there. I've seen it, I've experienced it. But when I'm feeling like this, it's hard to get out of the bed. It feels like your body's weighing you down. I feel like I'm a ton and I'm trying to get up. and I can't. And then I have thoughts in my head that I don't want to think about. I don't want to put my mind there. I don't want to go back to that time. I tell myself, why can't I think of good memories or of the good times? But I guess our brains aren't set up like that. We immediately go to the negative and the bad. I think about my sons. I think about dancing with them. But it hurts. It hurts so bad to lie here flat on my back and have tears stream down my face, on the sides of my face. I just don't understand, you know. And I'm sure plenty of people felt this way before. I just want to see my kids. Not only see them, just hug them, just feel their warmth, smell their hair, run my fingers across their face, give them Eskimos and raspberries. If you would have came to me 5 years ago and told me my life would have been like this, I would have never believed you. I would have never believed a word you said. But here I am, sitting in the inferno of hell. I don't get it, man. I guess it feels good talking while that no one's around. It sucks, though. How do people do it? How do they do it? How do they go on about their lives without their kids? How do people do it? How do they maintain? Because I feel like I'm going crazy. I'm slipping into madness. A glimpse inside my brain is torturous. I don't get it. All I ever think about is that I grew up without my mother, and now my children are growing up without their mother. And I didn't have to die to not be a part of my kids' life. And it sucks because that's all I ever fucking worked hard towards, was being a good mom. Most people care about their careers, about school. Yeah, I was just getting into that. I always, I always thought about the kids, and I always want them to be good men, successful careers, healthy relationships. That's all I always want for them. I wanted the opposite of what I had. I keep telling myself that this is just a test from God. I didn't do anything wrong. The devil will sit here to do what he does. Sometimes you gotta pep yourself up like this was just an action and they were waiting on a reaction, you know, because all of us has the ability in us to be a monster. It depends on if we act on it, you know. People get tired of being weak, and once they get strong, and depends on how that you handle your strength. Anger was always one of my biggest sins, you know. But we're learning and we're working. I guess people can change. But it's crazy because I have my opinions on that too. Can people change, or do they act like they changed because they've got caught? Is there always a catch-22? I don't know, man. I haven't made a lot of YouTube videos lately because I've been in a really fucking shitty spot mentally and spiritually, and I'm exhausted. I'm spending a lot of my time sleeping. I guess I'm gonna take a trip soon, just so I can get away from here. Maybe I'll find happiness over there. I don't know. This is it for me, YouTube. It's 5:12 in the morning. God bless you.